What do LGBTQIA plus people and the working class have in common? Let me tell you. So my partner and I were recently in NYC, and the first thing we did was tour Greenwich Village. And we were fortunate enough to have the tour led by a queer woman who was wonderfully culturally informed and told us about like indigenous history and everything. And like, honestly, it was amazing. But one thing that stood out to me was when we were at the Stonewall bar and she told her personal story of when former President Obama was the first president to address my brothers and sisters who are gay. How that inspired her to come out to her parents because it was the first time that she felt seen. And she talked about how Stonewall had been a similar but much earlier situation of that people growing up during the time of the Stonewall protest have been told their whole lives that they were the only one, that this was something wrong with them, and that there were no other queer people. And that when the newspapers around the nation were talking about the Stonewall riots, that broke that illusion. And that's how we got through the queer civil rights movement, or how it really got started. Like, not that there weren't activists before that, but that's when it really picked up speed, right? And it's not the same at all. I'm not equating it, but it reminded me because I researched the unwritten rules of work for the working class and have since added neurodivergence. One of the number one things I hear from people is, I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one who didn't know these rules. I thought I was the only one who didn't get the playbook. I thought something was wrong with me. And it's not. It's part of gatekeeping access to higher status jobs to make you feel like you're the only one. Sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes people are just so used to their own version of normal that they don't see anybody else's version. And that is not isolated to the upper class. A lot of people have that idea that their way is the only way to be normal. That's an illusion. And I'm not trying to be tacky, but this really is why I've created the Unwritten Rules School, because I want y'all to be able to talk to each other, because I know that you've been made to feel like you're the only one, and you're not. I would argue most of the workforce feels this way, but to different degrees and with different consequences. And I want you to know each other. And also another big thing is a lot of people from these backgrounds struggle with networking, and you can also network with each other. And I think I have at the time of this recording, I have 15 free spots left. Go snag them. We don't do anything alone. We don't do anything alone. And working class people know that, of the interdependence and the importance of a community. So we need to apply that at work. So again, not equating. In my thesis, which was on the, is having a working class background stigmatized even after you experience social mobility, I did draw from research literature on LGBTQIA disclosure and concealment, and on pregnancy disclosure and concealment, because those are both identities at work that people hide to an extent but might be outed. So that's where that inspiration comes from. But just never stop thinking about this and y'all, and we can build our own communities too.